good to see everybody today. Thank you all for coming. We thought we'd have a fun announcement today about some exciting rebranding of the city of Harrisburg that we're doing, and we can also talk about our communication strategy more broadly. Most important initial announcement is that we have released, in conjunction with our Harrisburg Community Services Coordinator, Ryan Grisby, a variety of Harrisburg residents, including Michelle Green and Corey Cross, who is here as well. An amazing Harrisburg Be Happy video, which has not failed to make anyone anything other than happy since they've seen it. It really is a bit of a sensation. It's gotten several thousand views on YouTube already. I tweeted it out. I think it's on Facebook. It's really, really well done. You're all going to have to watch this video. Okay. Please feel free to use it liberally on the newscast or anything else. The feedback I'm getting already, I just came from the having a lunch with the seniors at Morrison Towers, and they had already seen the video. So everybody is seeing it, dancing it, and really feeling happy. I'll let Corey and Ryan talk to you a little bit about the video in a minute, but let me tell you a couple other things that we want to announce. We are also announcing here the official start of our summer marketing campaign. We'll have some more details in a minute, but we've been working with the Hershey-Harrisburg Regional Visitors Bureau for an actual tourism marketing strategy for the city of Harrisburg. And the first prong of that strategy is summer in the city, and it is focusing on all the wonderful things that you can do in Harrisburg over the summer. And you will see posters in every single CAT bus, all 80 of them. You will see huge displays on the outside of many of those buses as well. You'll see them on the Lamar bus stop signs. You'll see it on digital billboards. We're going to have it on Channel 20. Everybody can start embracing this campaign. And it's all about looking at Harrisburg differently, positively, and being happy, and also recognizing that we have a lot to be proud of and a lot to be thrilled about for this summer. We've got Arts Fest this weekend, which is going to be a phenomenal success. Really looks great. We've got some exciting plans and changes for the 4th of July and for Capona, which we can talk about, that are going to highlight other areas of the city that we haven't highlighted before, like Reservoir Park and Italian Lake. We'll get to that, but you're going to start with an amazing marketing campaign. And then also to announce today, as part of our overall communication strategy, we are very pleased to say that the PUC has in fact assigned us our own 311 number, which is a promise that we made over the course of the campaign, and something that now we are in the process to really begin to implement. It is going to require, and there is one of the stars of Happy who has just arrived. It is going to require a higher speed internet than we currently have and a new phone system, both of which we know we need to do. We have allotted money in the budget for it, and we've conducted our own sort of internal IT audit. But I have members of our IT department here as well to answer your questions if you have specific questions about it. So we're not ready quite yet to launch the 311 system, but actually we moved through the PUC process faster than we ever thought we could. And I can give you some updates on some other things. But let me let Ryan and Corey speak to you for a moment, if they would, about how fun it was to do the video, how we chose the various folks that were in it, and why you came up with the idea and thought it would be good for Harrisburg. Corey, you want to go first, and then Ryan?
Absolutely, sure.
Just do us a favor
And let's alternate. We can do musicals here. Yep.
All right. Should we? So Ryan called me and asked me if I wanted to film something with Harrisburg, and he said that Michelle and him both had this idea to film a video similar to the Happy, sort of like the Happy video from Pharrell, and I was like, sure, let's do it, let's have a blast. So it was cool. Went all around Harrisburg, filming stuff, and yeah.
Yeah, basically the Happy video was created, conceptualized by Michelle Green, the filmmaker here in Harrisburg. She also did the Just One documentary, which documents certain families who were affected by violence here in Harrisburg. Her big thing, though, was to follow that up with a film that will change the perspective of Harrisburg and show us coming together as a community. Picking people to be a part, we want to look for notable leaders, as was the mayor, Portia Johnson, State Rep Patty Kim, City Council, Police Chief, as well as our great residents here in the city of Harrisburg, and really just leading into these summer months show us in a positive manner. So that was the whole idea behind the Happy campaign video.
And Ryan, since you are our community services coordinator, you want to talk a little bit more about some of your other plans that you've implemented so far?
Thus far, obviously a new city website that has allowed for our citizens to be able to communicate directly with our staff here. Most notably lately, we have a new help desk ticketing system that has been working out very well. It allows for citizens to come online, open tickets, speak directly with city officials, department leaders. If you have a pothole or any blight issues near your residence, people have been opening tickets and getting responses directly from our staff here with the city of Harrisburg. We also have, as part of that ticketing system, a live chat capabilities. So now if citizens can't call in, if they can't drive in, they can come online and chat live with an operator from the city of Harrisburg. And we'll be moving into our 311 system here in the next few months. That's pretty much it.
That's great. And Jeff and Fred, I won't put you guys on the spot unless you would like to. Would you like to say something about the IT needs?
How long did it take you guys for the video to go?
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
all right. Yep. Thank you.
I guess you can speak to that. You
We can
filmed
keep doing
everything,
this.
so.
What was that?
How long did
How
it take
long?
you guys for the video to go?
We filmed it in a day, basically. It was started raining the one day, so we actually went on. It was like 2 days, but it was just a few hours. A few locations around here.
2 days. We made sure that we captured every part of Harrisburg, from uptown to midtown. Obviously, the Capitol, the Hill. We wanted to make sure that we didn't disenfranchise any of our citizens or any locations within the city. So we made sure that we captured every part of Harrisburg so that nobody felt left out.
How did you cast the folks in? I mean, did you literally just walk up to people on the street and say, would you like to be in this video?
The filmmaker, Michelle Green, actually put out a query on Facebook, and people responded to the date, time, and location. And that's how everybody showed up at the certain times and locations that she had set. And I definitely want to say again, Michelle Green was the director for this. It was her vision that got this all started. I just came on to help bring on talent, as well as this guy right here, as far as with his cinematography skills.
And she's not even here right now. She's at work.
She's at work. She's at work.
Working hard.
Where will the video be aired?
The video will be aired on, as it's already on YouTube. I do believe it'll be on WGAL. It will be on the city's website, the homepage. And we are pushing WHBG 20. That was next, WHBG 20. And we are pushing to get it on Good Morning America as part of their Happy Video contest that they do daily with Happy Videos across the nation. So stay tuned for that. Hopefully we'll get on there.
Who owns the rights to the video? Is it the city's video, or is it the actual?
The filmmaker owns the rights to the video.
Okay. And then was there a cost involved? Was anybody paid on this venture? Or?
There was no cost involved.
Okay.
This was all done gratis from this young gentleman here who uses $2,000 to $3,000 cameras. Did not charge us for that, as well as Michelle Green. Her directorial skills were offered free as well. This is truly a service to the city.
You contact Pharrell yet?
No.
Have his lawyers contact you yet?
Well, I do believe the Happy Video, and you probably know about YouTube if you're asking me that question. This isn't the only city that's done it. This has been done across the country, internationally. And usually, you're right, with videos like this, if someone has a song included that might be part of a record label, it would be pulled down, but Pharrell has requested that these videos be allowed to be let out and used free of charge. So none of those videos have been pulled down. You can go check on YouTube. Cities from across the world are using this video free of charge.
Probably the easiest thing to do is just search for Harrisburg and Happy. If you do
Harrisburg,
Harrisburg Happy in YouTube, it
Happy
comes right up.
Pharrell with
It's
two
first
R's
name.
and TLs.
That might be harder
2
than
L's,
Harrisburg
yeah.
Happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you say what days the filming took place? Is like a day and a half, 2 days, but when was that?
What was it, a week or two ago?
We don't know the exact
I
date.
remember.
Yeah.
I like look at my rough schedule.
Yeah, pretty much.
Do you plan on making any more? I mean, is this something that you can start out and get the city
Well,
involved with, the community?
I believe Broad Street Market got in touch with me today, and I get in touch with Ryan and Michelle then, but they want to do like a video over there too, something similar in a way. So
It's a good start.
Thank you.
Great. And shall we just move to IT for a minute? Thanks. You haven't had a chance to meet our IT before, so
You keep them
why
in the
not,
basement,
really?
right?
This is exciting, isn't it?
You should have told me, man. Tell you.
I told you guys to be ready.
You might just talk a little about this what upgrades are needed and why we're having to embark on upgrades to do the 311 system.
Well, specifically with the 311, as with everything else with the city, it's based on the infrastructure and how you can support it. So Jeff is the IT director. I'm Spock. But it was sort of a blessing that I was kind of have done this in the past. So I wrote down some conceptual things, and the first and foremost that is our problem is our internet speed is dramatically slower than today's standard. So in pursuing any future projects and infrastructure improvements, we had to increase that, and I'm happy to say that as of yesterday, we now have 150 MIP down, 20 MIP up Comcast service that is in this building right now.
So it's higher internet speed for
It's-
average
There's,
people.
there's a 75 times increase that we can actually have a deliverable. Now, in doing such, we have to get ourselves together and come up with the proper procedures to integrate that into our current environment. And we're looking at possibly 2 weeks.
Somewhere around there, yeah.
Okay. Now, once that is established, we can still, working with Ryan on the 311 project, since that will definitely have an impact in not only the number of calls and what goes on with that in the background, we'll be able to facilitate, direct, respond, all so that the services of the citizens of Harrisburg can look at Harrisburg with a smile, including our employees. The key thing is it's cost savings to the city. So that's paramount with everything that we're trying to do now. It's improvement, it's productivity, and how can we save money? It's by spending wisely. And he told me to say that, so.
And you want to talk about the phone just briefly? And we'll
Well, the phone system that we currently have,
Nortel.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm getting,
it's a-
yeah.
it's 20 to 25 years old. It's working, but it was pointed out that there is a possibility of a single point of failure. So we investigated some vendors to come in and give us some cost of support. And one of the vendors mentioned that it may be in our best interest to go a different direction, and they sent us a proposal for voice over IP, which would, again, save money for the citizens, give us the current technologies, and allow us to do expanded programs such as the 311 platform. So we're very excited. We have a proposal in place. We have the internet in place. We're ready to go in, and the money that we save will go back to IT.
Nope.
So I'll let Jeff finish up with this.
Well, I was going to say one other key component to it too, and Fred would enable that one, was also we were able to get a newer core switch, and some other switches that have the PoE, power over Ethernet capability, which allows us to do the voice over IP.
It's very exciting right now because we're at, I want to call the threshold of making a significant improvement and change so that we can do business better in Harrisburg.
Well, on that note, that's very good. Any questions for the IT staff?
I have a question about 301. So what is it going to be fundamentally easier for me as a resident to do once this is implemented, and how long is it going to take to actually come online, the 311 system?
We're looking anywhere from, obviously, there's certain procedures that have to happen in steps, and we would like to have the phone system in place so that we can implement the 301 with that as being the primary first project that we want to make sure is successfully running. So I want to say the window could be 60 to 90 days. Doesn't necessarily mean we might not have it running in 2 weeks, but I watched the Money Pit and everything those contractors said they could do was 2 weeks. So that's my patented answer for everything. It's safe to say that with the support of the administration and with the vendors that we've selected, I think it's a good partnership for the city, and we're moving in the right direction.
Overall, Overall, can you just tell us why residents need this? Why it's important?
The key to this is the residents become a major player when they see something out in the community. If it's trash, if it's crime, if it's just a blight on some action should be taken care of, they don't have to come into the city hall to make that report. They can do it directly from their cell phone. They can take, go ahead, I'm sorry.
Should we let Ryan?
Yeah.
Thank you, IT staff. I'll sit with you.
The 311 system, just to answer your question about why a resident would use it, there's two components to it. You have the 311 number, which we just got. That is going to allow residents to be able to call in. So this will probably be for your older people who don't use the internet, and get information in regards to Amber Alerts, maintenance issues, closed streets, any type of information the city mayor wants to get out to the residents. They can call in and get this information, whether we're staffed here or after hours. You call 311, you get that info. The second part of this, and I failed to mention this earlier, is an application called C-Click Fix. This is a app. Now this will be more so for our, what do you want to say, teens to 44, 45-year-olds. This app is going to allow for citizens to be able, once they download it on their phone, take a picture of blight, trash issues anywhere in the city, send that information. That information is going to go directly to Aaron Johnson or a delineated public works person, so they can respond to that effectively with, mind you, media that can show them exactly where it's at. So now we're not just getting an email in or a call in, hey, there's trash here on Green Street. No, now we have their name, their number, possibly their email, and a picture of the issue, and we can respond effectively. And it's offered in an app, so you can't lose there. Oh, by the way, as well, every single app submission will be documented on a map that will be on the front page of harrisburgpa.gov. So we'll be able to heat map and see issues of blight in certain areas coming from this application. So that's pretty much what the 311 system is going to do and how it's going to help citizens.
And it's similar to what we're already doing on the website with our ticket system, except
Yes.
it's additional forms of media. Now you can call it in or you can text it in. And it's really exciting. And of course, it's just one number to call too, which makes things so much easier. I think from a city standpoint.
Yes, definitely.
And who can't understand the concept of 311 as the number to call? And it is pretty much exactly what we ran on and campaigned on. We did discover when we got here that not only was there a state process to go through, which we've successfully done, but there's the need for significant IT upgrades, which we're doing. But I think it's going to make a huge difference for the city. It's going to be very positive. And we'll have more to say on it when we actually go live, but we wanted to bring it up as a part of the conversation about Happy and the marketing, because it's really about a new pro-city communication that's trying to make everything easier for people to interact with government. That's our commitment, and everybody's very excited and positive about it, and you've got sort of all aspects of that represented here.
Mayor, are you concerned about, you said that citizens can call in,
Mhm.
report trash and potholes, things like that, but including crime or criminal activities. Is there concern that the 311 could get confused with 911, where there's a crime in place that's a dangerous situation, somebody calls 311, and now you have to route that call to the 911 system, and a minute is in a fire. We just had the warehouse fire on Cameron Street, and the
Yeah.
response time was under 3 minutes, I think. So 1 minute in a crime or a fire scenario is important.
Well, I'm not concerned about that, but I think it's fair to say that we'll have to really educate folks about it when it comes out. We've already had a lot of conversation about 911. Really, that's not what's happening right now. What's happening is many more calls are going to 911 than need to go to 911 that aren't really true emergencies because nobody knows the county dispatch number.
We used
or
to have the
yeah.
255-3131 number
Right.
for non-emergency calls.
Right.
Is there a number still in place for that?
Yeah,
too?
there is a number, but it's hard to remember.
But
and
now it's going to be 311.
Exactly. So, well, you can still call the county dispatch number
Yeah,
too
you
if
don't
you'd
want
rather.
them doing that.
But it's just much easier this way. So actually, I look at it as the opposite. It should take some calls away from 911, which really aren't 911 calls, but people don't know any other way to call. We did just discuss this last night at the crime forum, and the chief has been very insistent. If there's a gun involved, or your perception is that this is an emergency, just stick with 911. If you're in doubt, go 911. But if it is a non-emergency, truly a non-emergency, now we have a new way forward. But not yet. We haven't launched it yet, but it's coming soon.
Okay, just two more quick questions on it. One, is there a tracking system that can you guarantee citizens that you're not going to be tracking these calls like a 911 call? Because once you dial 911, you just can't hang up. So is it with 311, you're able to call and say you're still anonymous, we don't have your phone number, we're not doing this to try to trick somebody into calling this because people are concerned, neighbors are concerned. If you're calling in about a trash problem with one of your other neighbors, you don't want that neighbor to find out you're the one that's basically snitching on them.
Should be a way to do it anonymously, right?
Yes, definitely,
Yeah.
totally anonymous.
We will discuss that further and make sure that it's possible to report anonymous complaints. We won't require people to, and we won't keep any information that is not, that they don't want to give. It should just make it easier, however, to call in with those complaints.
Okay, and then third and final, just is the IT department going to be staffing this? I know you guys are overworked and your equipment is outdated in different areas, but who's going to be staffing this?
Well, I think you see who's staffing it at the moment. I realize that everyone is understaffed and overworked at the city, and that's just the reality that we're living with through all of our departments. But we do have the resources in the budget to do the specific changes that we talked about, the internet and the phone, and we're relying on a lot of hard work and labor from the group that we have.
And volunteers.
And volunteers. Yeah.
That's right.
311 is just an automated phone system though, right? There won't be any live operator answering. Is everything in
Exactly.
the 311 system automated?
Yes,
Okay.
yes,
So it'll be a press 1 for this, press 2 for this
Yes.
sort of system?
yes.
Okay. How often do you think it would be updated?
I would say on a weekly basis to start out. I mean, just like anything else, you want to move into it slowly. You don't want to promise someone, overpromise and underdeliver. So I would say weekly basis to start out.
Okay. I mean, obviously, if there's like an emergency situation, like a street closure, you would probably do that as needed, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. How much does it cost to run a 311 site or system?
Which system are you talking about? C-Click Fix or the 311? in
Well, I'm
general?
talking about the 311 line, but
Was there any
maybe-
cost for that?
Not yet, we're gonna investigate the next step, but so far, everything is included, it's not, there's no additional cost at this point.
No additional cost.
The new phone system can handle that without any financial burdens or added cost.
Is there a cost with licensing with C-Click Fix?
Actually free.
Okay, yeah.
Actually, the guy that I contacted was from Scranton, and he was happy to help us out.
Yeah, I've seen it before, I just didn't know if it was a
Yeah.
cost. Good.
Yeah.
Did you give the names of the companies? So the new phone system is provided by.
Well, there's a proposal.
I don't think we haven't selected it yet.
We haven't signed the contract.
Okay, and internet, but the internet did happen, right?
That's
The
a
internet-
Comcast.
The internet is
Comcast.
Comcast.
Comcast. Okay, sorry, I missed that.
Mhm.
And then, can you just explain one more time? I just don't understand why they're like reason you needed an internet and phone system upgrade to make the long one possible?
Well, it's actually to
Come back up here.
Yeah.
I'm happy to. You sit next. How are you? Yeah.
It's actually a good business decision. Right now, our current internet speed is 2 MIPS. So to try to conduct business today,
Explain how slow that is.
Yeah, exactly.
well, let me give you an example.
And we're talking.
Ooh.
Explain that nobody
I'm gonna hate
can
this.
actually watch the Happy Video.
Yeah.
You will get a
You
lot
can get
of
on the
buffering.
Hilton. It's like,
My cell phone, obviously, is a 4G. Okay, 3Gs, 4Gs. My home, I have Verizon Fios. It has 50 MIPS, 50 million bits per second down and 25 up, and it's for me and my 3 family members. So that's for 4 people, and the city for 300 people have 2 MIPS. So you can see that this could be a problem when you have to download a file, or the police have to download a picture, or our remote sites, which are really struggling out there because they're running on a decent internet speed, but then they have to come back to our computer room environment to do their work because their data is stored on our servers. So that delay causes time to be unproductive. So if you've ever tried to get a response back from something and you're sitting there and your little circle is spinning, we see a lot of that here. So that's one part of what we had to really identify and correct.
That, just to be clear, that's city computers talking to each other and trying to reach the web?
Trying to the web and to our remote sites, yes.
Okay.
Because everything comes through.
But like the city's website, that's hosted elsewhere, right? Because that's not slow to download from external.
Yeah, the city's website is hosted on.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's slow for Ryan to get to it, but.
Yeah, Ryan
Yeah.
Ryan refuses to work on it here, but but we recognize that, and we had to wait until the time was right when we can not only suggest change, but actually be able to realistically do it. So it's a building block in this whole process.
And can you just give us like what are the monthly bills on that contract for Comcast? Do you
Well,
know
let's just say we'll probably save. Our current cost might be half of what we're paying for it today, so the savings would be approximately $3,000 a year. Just and our increased speed would be obviously significantly times faster.
that? It's faster and cheaper.
Everything,
Yes.
all that is being described is actually cheaper than what the city is currently paying.
Yeah. So it's funds that
I know that the
already-
question then is, why haven't
Why?
we done this
Yeah.
before? Would you like to try and take a stab at that? We did identify this as part of our transition team, and we've been looking at this since we took office, but was there not support in past years to do this sort of thing, or?
Well, I think, to be honest with you, it was something that we knew had to be addressed, but it wasn't placed as a high enough priority to, what's your justification? Well, the things we want to do now, they clearly justify why we have to do this.
Well, we prioritized communication. Communication was a top priority. We have a communications director, we have a community services coordinator, and we recognized that we had to have a government that was, yeah, I'm sorry.
Oops.
That's all right.
Go
I
ahead.
don't need to say anything else, but the
You better go over there.
why don't you just say, why don't I just say that the priorities have changed, and the priorities are now emphasizing communication and the relationship with the residents and the image that we want to project, and we're trying to do as much of that with free volunteer labor as we can. Thank you. But and volunteers as well. But I'll admit it was surprising to me that we could make these changes and save money at the same time. So that's good news.
how old was this contract? Was it a contract that was just continually renewed?
Actually, it just expired.
You better speak because you're in front of the microphone.
Yeah, if it's
Come.
it just, the option for us to get out of it had just come up within the last month or so, and it wasn't completely expired, but
Was it a 1-year contract, a 5-year contract, 10-year contract? I mean,
it was started out at a 1.5,
5. Yeah.
and then it was increased in the middle, so it jumped another 5 years on the contract.
okay, and things have progressed dramatically
Yeah.
recently, so 5 years
It
is
wasn't
obsolete
great
at this point anyway,
Yeah.
so.
Absolutely.
Okay, at the time, it might have been somewhat cutting edge.
Yep.
All right,
Well, indeed it was. I mean, T1's back
right.
10 years ago. That was booming speeds, but I can remember working on a 300 mod modem. So there's a big difference.
We're in a position now at the city where we have gone department by department. We've had a good budget review of the IT department. We put some money in the budget for these types of upgrades based on our transition report, and we are ready to move ahead or very close to it. We've solicited proposals, and those changes are going to be made. The exciting thing is we didn't think we'd get the approval for the 311 number quite that quickly, and the fact that the PUC cooperated so quickly is really a positive. That is the news of the day, I guess. That just happened today. Yep.
Totally unrelated question.
'Kay.
Since Tuesday, have you gotten any interest from any same-sex couples in having weddings here?
Yes.
Or are you officiating over weddings?
We've had several, and there will be weddings. I think I have made it clear that if anybody would like to be married at Arts Fest in the mayor's tent, we are very happy to accommodate, and I will be there. But I think the soonest that we have planned is next week. So
Do you know what day?
I'll have to get back to you on the specifics, but we have several that are in the process of being scheduled. Yeah, and we're very pleased.
I had a
And you'll certainly be invited.
question to getting back to Capona, if you don't mind, and I know
Uh-huh.
this was not your
Capona or
administration.
Arts Fest?
Well, either one. I don't know if I'm sure that you did see it, and unfortunately Chris Papps isn't here. Yesterday his story was of monies maybe missing from Parks and Recreation, misused from Parks and Recreation. I think Michael Brownswiger, the right to know officer, came back with the right to know request saying that it was under an internal investigation. Could you just explain what that means, or as much as you can tell us about?
I can confirm that there is an internal investigation, and I can say that we are committed to accountability. And we came into this administration with a real focus on trying to clean up a lot of accounting practices that maybe weren't the best in the past. And we discovered some practices that we've changed and reformed, and we're in the process of doing that. But I can't comment on the specific investigation or the personnel involved.
Is it the Parks and Recreation? Can we get that information out there, or is it more than one department? And again, this is previous administration. I understand that.
I think that's fair to say. Yeah, Parks and Rec. Okay. Any other happy questions? Yes.
Well, I apologize if you addressed this already, but just why do you feel that Harrisburg needs a 311 line?
Oh, okay. Well, just because it is a way of connecting government with the public in a way that is easy and conducive to a variety of ages. I mean, you have Ryan explaining C-Click Fix is going to really appeal to the younger set, but also just having a number that you can call and remember for anyone with a phone is going to be a major positive benefit to the community. We've already sort of beta tested our tracking, our internal ticket system. It's working well. We're reviewing these internally on a weekly basis, and it's going to allow for accountability within city government as well. So once these are recorded, we can track the response time by department. We can see, where we need to make improvements, where we don't, and it's gonna help us as a city government have greater accountability for our own departmental action. So it's really a positive thing in every respect for the city.
And this C-Click Fix, that will go online with the 311 contemporaneously?
We would like that to be in concurrence, yes.
How do you spell C-Click Fix?
C.click.fix. It's the three words.
C.click.fix.
Or comma, huh?
Right.
It's dot, okay.
Just Google pothole.
Is that true?
Probably. It will.
Okay, well, thank you all for coming. Appreciate your time.
Thanks, man.